think about at this time, because I'm just out of breath and I played too many games this week, it might be time to get into gaming news.
Ooh, gaming news.
What we got this week for gaming news, Derek?
All right, so we got a Xbox Series S portable screen that attaches to your console. It's from a company called Upspec Gaming, and they put a Kickstarter up for it, and it was funded in 20 minutes.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if you guys...
how much was the funding for?
Oh, I think it was only for like $9,000 or something. Like, something
Wow.
very, very small. But they had 362 Kickstarters or funders or whatever they call people.
Backers.
Backers, there you go. And I just think that's really cool because I remember back in the day of like PS1 and 2 and GameCube where you had the LCD screen for the PS1.
Yeah, little screen you could attach. Mm-hmm.
And they were so small and tiny and it was like the coolest fucking thing. Like you saw it all the time, but you never owned it type thing. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted one of those things. But looking back now, I'm like, that LCD screen for that PS1 was really small. Like you had to be up on that thing to be able to see what you were playing.
Still
but
cool
this
for the
screen,
time.
Yeah, this screen is like basically the size of the Series S in itself.
Like
so
it would fold over it like a MacBook, right? That's my understanding. Okay.
Yeah. So I just think that's really cool. You can go on Kickstarter and back them if you want to get one for yourself. Mm-hmm. It's the Xbox Series X screen.
What's the buy-in for it?
You can reserve the screen for $1, or you could lock in early bird pricing for $159. The full price of it would be $249.
Not bad for the type of screen.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a little more than... Well, no, it's not a little more than what I would pay. I just wouldn't pay for that. But it is a cool thing that exists if you have a Series S. And the beautiful thing about this is one of the first consoles that's all digital that has a... It might be the first console that's all digital that has a screen like this that attaches to it. So you don't have to carry around your games or anything.
Maybe.
Like over to your friend's house or...
You may or may not have heard of this, especially since you go to a lot of resale shops like Disc Replay, but there are other versions or prototypes of this that have been done for previous systems like Xbox One.
Okay.
Yeah, like it would come in almost like a briefcase carrying case, and you would open it up and the console...
Oh, like the games monitor?
Yeah, and the games monitor on the top. So, I mean, it's similar to that, but obviously, like you said, how you described it, it's more attached like it would be with the original like PlayStation 1 monitor, how they did it.
Right. So, and the main thing, to my point, was that the console is all digital, so you don't have to take anything. You don't
have to lug any games with you.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's cool. It's a cool idea, and I'm glad that it got funded. That's really neat.
Yep. A funny thing that happened, apparently Sony had an ad running that featured an upside-down PS5.
Yeah, because it already looks like it's upside down.
Right. When it's laying flat horizontally, they had the disc drive on the top instead of on the bottom. So Sony quickly pulled that ad. I just thought that was funny. That
not even their own people know which way it's supposed to go.
It's like, what is this hulking monstrosity?
Well, that's how I thought it went too. Remember how originally I was like, I put my disc in the wrong way.
Right. And, it makes sense when you think about it. You would think the internals of everything would be more towards the inside, like the laser and everything you think would be towards the center of the console, but
exactly.
It's on the butt.
Yeah,
it's on the booty.
It's something I have to like actively think about every single time I put a disc into my PS5, just because my brain doesn't want to work that way. It's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't go towards the middle. It goes towards the outside. So,
and now that I think about it, though, even if you stood the Xbox 360 up, wouldn't you put the disc in the same way, or did it go in from the right side?
Well, the thing with the 360 is the disc tray was smack dab in the middle of the tray, and the tray itself came out, and it had writing on it, so you knew which way it went. Right. This one is just a hole, and it's like on like a butt, or like a portion of the shell that's jutting out, and so you could easily think of it as on the top of the console as on the bottom. In fact, you would think on the top because it would lay less oblong if it was on the top. But that's not where it's supposed to go. So of course they got confused. I'm still confused. Why'd they make it look like that? You know what? I'm going to add another cool thing about the Series X. It doesn't make you look like a fucking asshole.
Right.
This thing looks nice. It's just a small black box. I mean, the holes at the top with the green is stupid. But but not near as stupid as this monstrosity router bullshit that I have in the middle of my entertainment center sitting straight up.
Yeah,
kind of so lodged in between two.
It's so ugly.
It is.
It's so ugly.
Why did you do that, PlayStation?
They were like, the future is now.
Like, you remember that boomerang controller we had for PS3? Well, watch us top that.
Right.
Anyways,
Man.
well, on to some other interesting things. There is an amiibo rumor flying around, which I think is probably false, but there's been an image floating around of I, the little monkey from Super Monkey Ball, having his own amiibo, and that's releasing in October, so we'll find out soon enough if that's true or not.
Okay.
But I mean, Metroid Dread's coming out in October, and those amiibos are already dropped and been pre-ordered to death and are sold out already. So,
right.
I don't know. Plus, the Nintendo logo on the amiibo box was red, which is usually only reserved for first-party games for amiibos. The logo actually changes color when you got like a Capcom amiibo, for instance. So, I think it might be faked. But it would be cool. I would love a Super Monkey Ball amiibo. That would be so neat. Like him and his little ball on the stand.
Yeah. A bunch of just third-party amiibos. Like, just get them done. Get them made.
Yeah, Capcom's going in. I'm amazed they didn't do... I mean, well, I guess now that I think about it for 2 seconds, I'm not amazed anymore. I was going to say, I'm amazed they don't do any amiibo for Resident Evil. But Village didn't come out for Switch. But the thing is, they do have other Resident Evil games for Switch. I want Resident Evil amiibo, damn it. Maybe that'll be the last Smash character. Maybe it'll be Leon, since he's so popular and gets all the CG movies.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. And then in more disappointing news, we did not get a Switch Pro this week, but all of those manufacturing rumors about the OLED screen and this and that and the other were true, because very quietly on a Tuesday in the morning, I woke up to this in my Twitter feed. They released the Switch OLED.
OLED model.
I think it's called Switch parentheses OLED model. That's the name.
That's the name.
We asked for a Switch Pro and they gave us a Switch Amateur. What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
So I was desperately looking at this thing, trying to figure out if there were any actual upgrades to the performance or the power. All it is a better speaker, a wider kickstand, the OLED screen itself. So think like if you ever owned a PlayStation Vita, it looks that crisp and beautiful, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough for me to go out and spend $350 on it. So you got the regular Switch model at $300 and it's $350. Here's the big thing, though. I think this is the thing that's going to move units, Derek. Are you ready?
No, I think I am. What is it?
Okay, we go from a 6.2-inch screen, wait for it, to a 7-inch screen.
Boom, baby.
Switch OLED, more
inches.
like SWOLED. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
oh,
I'm saying. Girl, are you going to stay over there with your 6.2-inch man? Or are you going to get you a 7-inch man?
Actually, sexually, that would make a big difference now that I think about it. Yeah. Well. Anyways, the Switch OLED model, who is this for?
It is for someone who, for some reason, has not bought a Switch yet.
And decided not only do I now want to get a Switch, I want to get the most expensive Switch.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and it's unfortunate, but it's going to sell. Gangbusters. It's going to sell. So yeah, I think it's, if not only for, I feel like scalpers might stay away from this one, but who fucking knows?
I hope they don't. I hope they go all in and then they just get screwed.
But you're also getting that LAN port.
Yeah,
you're
but you can
that
spend
LAN
$30
port, baby.
and get you can attach one.
Here's the funny thing, because I was watching videos on it, and when I thought back on it, I was like, wow, this is the first Nintendo console with a LAN port.
Is that true? I thought
the Wii U did not have one.
No,
the Wii didn't have one.
The GameCube didn't.
The GameCube definitely didn't have one.
Okay.
Well, they might have had an extension that you could buy for it or whatever. I don't know about all that third party shit, but yeah.
I mean, whatever. It's not that monumental to me.
It's not. It's. I was watching a video. They said, "Hey, Nintendo 2001 called."
Right. Maybe pretty soon we'll be able to talk to each other over the game. Wouldn't that be neat?
Right.
Nintendo introduces revolutionary voice chat. I'm talking shit, but the thing is, Nintendo has introduced a lot of things to the gaming world first.
Yeah.
They were the first ones to do a controller, because before that it was Atari joysticks.
Yep.
So that little 2-button NES, first people to do it. They were the first ones to introduce vibration. Before PlayStation, they had the Rumble Pack for N64.
Mm-hmm.
The analog sticks, the single analog stick, they were the first to do that. They're probably a first at a few other things. I mean, motion controls, they popularized that, right, with the Wii. So I don't want to knock them too much. They usually lead the way and then get copied. And then the copies end up kind of improving and making the whole thing better. But still, they're the ones out there risking it all with those crazy-ass ideas. Yeah,
now they're like, fuck innovation. Let's just do what's going to make money, which is fine. Because, I mean, the Switch is an amazing system.
Yeah, and it's not the first increment. I think people are thinking more of the Switch like a console, which it is, but we have to also remember it's a Nintendo handheld. In the world of Nintendo handhelds, this is like the Game Boy Advance going to the Game Boy Advance SP. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
And I wasn't mad at all about that. You know why? I think you know why. I think you know what I'm about to say. Because the Game Boy Advance SP had a fucking backlit screen. Yes, you already know. And oh my God, that changed the game. That was needed so bad for that system. So I think the thing was with this ain't fixing any glaring issues or needs for people. And again, it's not a console bump up. It's not keeping up with the current trend or the need or desire for 4K gaming. I get it. I'm a little disappointed in myself, but I'm just going to pass it by and be thankful that it's not going to hit my wallet this fall like so many other things, you know?
Yeah, I'm fine with it not being 4K. I just need that performance to be better.
Yeah, like having a better locked frame rate would be nice.
Yes.
C'est la vie. Still, I love my Switch, and I love the games that are exclusive to Switch. I don't need the Switch Pro, but it would have been nice. So
we'll get a Switch Pro in another 2 years when they do another revision of the Switch.
Yeah,
so
someday.
Just be patient, everybody.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got plenty to tide me over. Got my series. I mean, I'm spoiled.
No, you're not. Yeah,
I'm spoiled.
You're not hurting for any entertainment.
I got 4 modern ways to play games. Got the PC, got the Series X, got the PS5, got the Switch. I'm good to go.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right. Speaking of good to go, Sony had their State of Play this week. And it was okay. Like, it wasn't like... I'm glad they didn't show up at E3 because we would have made fun of them like we made fun of Capcom. Yeah. For sure. So I'm just going to quickly run through the games that were shown, and then afterwards we can talk about whatever we found interesting. So I don't think I wrote down every single game, so if I miss one, let me know. But we had a Moss sequel announced for PlayStation VR, Arcade-ageddon, which I think is on PS5 now as like a alpha or a trial, Tribes of Midgard, Fist, or what they call Forged in Shadow Torch. Yep, whatever. Let's see, Hunter's Arena Legends, Sifu, Jet, Demon Slayer, Lost Judgment, which is the sequel to Judgment, more on Death Stranding Director's Cut, and then a huge gameplay showcase for Deathloop, which good news for Deathloop fans. Yeah,
but I just feel like that gameplay showcase for Deathloop is completely unnecessary. We've seen so much of that game already.
Oh, yeah? You don't think it showed anything new? I kind of skimmed it. I wasn't really interested, but...
Yeah, it was too long. It was way too long. I was just like, okay, it's Dishonored. We get it. Like, it's not really... Yeah.
Yeah, they focused on all the different ways to set up kills and dispatch enemies and all that, which I don't think surprised anybody, but maybe there was some new information in there for those who are following it closely. I don't know. Yeah. If you're a fan of Deathloop and you want to see more, this is definitely the best thing to look at this point. Anyways, Deathloop drops September 14th. Death Stranding Director's Cut. So they showed everything that they're going to upgrade. New melee, new combat tools like portable or like, I guess, standalone turrets or something. There's new encounters and story missions and boss battles. There's new cargo delivery systems like a cargo cannon. Basically, picture a giant t-shirt cannon, but you shoot cargo to the destination. It looks like there was what they call the Fragile Raceway. It looked like a VR thing where you can race cars, I guess. And speaking of VR, there was a training area where you can like practice shooting, like almost like back when Metal Gear released VR missions. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. I don't know. You can upgrade your PS4 version if you bought the game to PS5 for $10, or just buy the game itself for like 60 or 70, depending on what you get it on. I might check it out. I don't know if there's enough here to really make the game better. but maybe there's enough tweaks. They hinted at enough tweaks to where it doesn't feel like such a slog. Because you also have like robot buddies you can ride around with. It looks like they tweaked some of the vehicles. I don't know. What do you think?
Like I only played the first game. I mean the original version for 1 or 2 hours, and I was done. I was like, this is stupid.
So you didn't even really get to the part where it opens up, which is like 5 hours in, like a JRPG.
Yeah, no. And, right. But even then, a JRPG is like kind of fun in the beginning. But I mean, the canon seems nice. I like that they added that ramp in that you could set up so you can actually cross.
So you can actually jump a canyon and not worry about falling down.
Yeah, but
I can't wait to see Donkey play this game.
Yeah, the funny thing is when you asked what was missing from the game, apparently quite a bit.
Right. I was like,
how was that not the director's cut?
How is that not the direct? Well, when you think director's cut, you think deleted scenes and stuff like that. But, you know, when it comes to a video game, he's like, no, I just added all this extra shit. All right.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's fun. But, I mean, cool for Death Stranding fans. Cool for people who haven't played it yet and were interested. Now they have a better reason to play it.
Yeah, got a better version, hopefully. Lost Judgment looks great. I liked, you know, they start off very serious like they did with the original Judgment trailers where they show you, like, you know, there's a murder mystery.
There was a dead body left in.
Bodies. But then it just shoots to all the bullshit that you really come to the game for. Tak gets a dog, he's boxing, there's a dancing minigame, there's battle robots, there's racing, there's skateboarding, there's more traversal options, there's stupid silly combat. Your favorite characters are returning, like Sugiru and Kaito. I love it. It looks great. I'm going to get it. That comes out on the 24th. I think the same day that the director's cut of Death Stranding comes out. They're both
the 24th of
September 24th.
Damn, so many games.
I know. Dude.
I will say this, like you told me before, I got a PS5 at the right time because these games are starting to drop like every month.
Yeah, dude.
Like the better versions of the PS5 versions of games, anyway. That they're dropping every month. Like Tales of Arise comes out in September, Lost Judgment comes out in September, Death Stranding comes out. It's a lot.
Yeah, Demon Slayer's coming out on October 15th for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. I'm not really a big Demon Slayer fan, but I know you are. Did you have anything to say about it?
I mean, it's a CyberConnect game. They're the people that do the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games. If it plays anything like those games, it'll be a good fun time for however long you want to play it. But I don't think I'm going to jump into it just because, like Naruto, so many characters, so many different like moves and combos you can do. Demon Slayer, each character you play as basically is just using a sword. And it just seems like it's going to be a little samey to me. Some of the boss battles looked really cool, but
yeah, I was going to say it looked like the uniqueness in the game did revolve around the boss battles because of the environmental hazards and the type of attacks that you have to react to.
Yeah, and the story modes for their games are always like fire. Like they're always really good, really cinematic.
Yeah.
Very what is the word? Very faithful to the source material. So I will get it.
Playing? Yeah, I was gonna say, how are you not gonna play this? You love Demon Slayer.
I will get it. It's just like I've seen the show, and the show is so fucking good and so beautifully animated that I don't think that the game can match that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough.
So
one game I saw that I think I've seen before, but I don't remember it. When I saw it on the State of Play, it got me really interested. Remember that game called Jet with 2 T's?
Yeah.
So you're exploring an alien planet, and it looks like your main mode of traversal is basically jetting across the planet, this little rocket. And you're with a team that's kind of doing scouting and just trying to figure out if the planet's inhabitable, I guess. And you actually work to avoid conflict, and the game presents situations that make that kind of difficult. So it's less about fighting and more about surviving. And the different environments they showed in the trailer made the planet and exploring it look really interesting to me. And it also looked a little cerebral because aside from all the laid back and planet exploring and checking things out and the fun traversal, it also had for the main character some story bits and some dream sequences that would break up that type of gameplay as well. I don't know. It looked very imaginative, which is one of the cool things about video games is exploring a new world. And so many times, especially nowadays, I feel like the world is just the backdrop for, what you're doing. You don't really notice the art or the effort that's put into it, but that seems to be the focus of this game. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm intrigued, at least.
Yeah, it didn't really interest me.
Didn't light your fire.
I thought the art was kind of iffy on the characters and stuff. It just looked a little weird to me. I don't know. Just being a little bougie, I guess. I don't know.
It reminded me like a graphic novel. They were all very blocky and square,
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Sifu. They showed a little bit more for Sifu. So we've been following that because it looks like a cool beat 'em up. Did you notice in that trailer that every time he got defeated or smacked down, like his age ticked up?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that, I don't know exactly how it's going to play mechanically, but I'm guessing as far as the story, you're progressing through this character's life. And Sifu, which is Chinese for master, maybe in reference to you starting out learning Kung Fu and practicing it till you get really old and you become a master, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Is that kind of the...
I think. That's what it looks like, but...
They don't really... other than just showing you kick ass, that's all they really show. There's no story bits. I'm kind of giving this game 54. The side eye. Yeah, at this point, I'm like, this game is seeming a little bare bones, which is not a big deal of a beat 'em up, but I'm wondering if there is any story, or if it's just drop you in a level and age you 10 years if you lose. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, he's like, I turned 54, now I can use a baseball bat.
I learned the secret technique, poke you in the eyeballs.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, it was funny the way they did this, because they did it like it was a good thing. They showed 2021, and then they crossed it out and went, boom, early 2022. Okay.
Right. Okay.
It's like,
kind of wanted to play that this year.
We're doing it later. Fuck you.
Right.
I was like, okay. So
Sifu will beat your ass.
But like later. So you got more time to say goodbye to your loved ones. Something that's coming to PlayStation Plus, so we'll easily be able to check it out early August, is Hunter's Arena Legends. They described it in the trailer as a battle royale fighting game with a solo and trio mode. So think Fortnite, but instead of guns, they kind of drop you in where you can fight NPC monsters and gods and demons, but also like your unique fighting character could run into and fight other fighting characters as well. And then trio mode would be the same thing, other than you're working with you and two other people to take, to be the winners of the particular match. The fact that it's free and it looks so different from most other Battle Royale games, I'm going to give it a look-see. I don't know. What do you think about it?
You know me, I'm not big on multiplayer stuff, man. So,
okay.
Just drop in, drop out, cool, whatever. Have fun over there somewhere away from me.
Yeah, all right.